Hey, thanks for joining me. So this is another kind of oddball video to come from Rob's channel that's usually all about comics and art and that type of stuff. But I wanted to talk about the passing of Tim Curry. I recently did a video talking about Dolly Parton, kind of the same thing. And you can go watch that video and kind of see why I kind of thought out of the blue I'd talk about her. But Tim Curry, he's one of those actors that, for me, he was never my favorite guy, but he was always a guy that I enjoyed immensely no matter what he did. He's one of those actors that whenever he popped up in a role, you remember him. He was entertaining, he was funny, he was whimsical, he was weird. He could be so many things. That's the thing about Tim Curry, it seems to me, is he's crazy diverse and so versatile, the type of stuff that he could do. And I can't say I've watched every movie he's ever done. Like everyone goes to the oh God, my brain is not going to remember, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I could not get through that movie. It was too weird. It was too oddball. Not something I enjoyed. But I would like to kind of just mention two roles that he played that stand out for me the most as something that just so fantastic that I will remember him forever, and it'll be something that I can be entertained by as long as my happy ass is alive on this planet. Two separate movies that could not be more different if you tried. The first one is Clue, where he played the butler, and that role that he played, it was so strange, so weird, so whimsical. It's one of those movies where it's kind of hard to I would imagine be very difficult to explain what it's about to anybody who's never seen it, because it's so different and structured, so like it's a murder comedy kind of thing. We all know what it's like, but he was so fun in that role. And he's just one of those things where, like I said, you watch him and he just kind of steals the show in every scene that he's in. And it's great. It's one of those things that anytime it kind of pops up, if I'm kind of flipping through the TV and come across that, I could watch it anytime. Or if anybody says, hey, I want to watch that movie Clue with Tim Curry, I'm like, yes, let's watch it. It's great. Let's do it. Always entertaining, in a cast full of interesting characters and great actors. He just stood out. And then the other movie that I wanted to mention that just stands out in my mind, like I said, could not be more different if you tried, was where he played the character Darkness in Legend. I didn't know that was that actor for a long time as a kid. I had watched that show multiple times, and I'm pretty sure it was my mom that pointed out that, hey, this guy, that character, that actor that plays in Clue, that's him playing that Satan character. And I was like, no, it's not. She's like, no, it is. Listen to him. You can't tell through all the makeup, but listen to his voice. And I had to really lock in. But as a kid, I finally oh my God, it is. I hear it now. It's so crazy how he completely transformed himself. Sure, he's buried under this incredible costume that he's not supposed to be Satan. He's darkness in this fantasy land world. But I mean, come on, red, skin tone, hooves, giant horns, claws, that chin prosthesis and the cheeks and all that stuff. He's just buried under makeup. You couldn't recognize him at all. But it was an incredible outfit that just completely hid him. And if you didn't know that it was him, you probably wouldn't have picked it out. But he owned that role. That's a movie that came out and didn't seem to do very well financially and was kind of considered a bit of a flop. But it seems like as time has gone on, people look back on it with much fondness, and I sure know that I do. I always thought it was great, especially with the original soundtrack by, what was it, Toto? Or is it Tangerine Dream? I'm mixing up whoever did the Dune soundtrack and whoever did the goddamn Legend soundtrack. But then, they kind of come back later and had I think it was a Jerry Goldsmith, actual cinematic traditional score, and it lost all its magic. That original score in that movie with those crazy characters and all these goblins and elves and humans and all this, but surrounded by all of those characters and all of those things, that character of Darkness, he just stole the show every scene he was in, and it's because Tim Curry just knew exactly what he was doing. It was so great. And again, it's you can't even recognize him in it, and it's such a different role from anything else he played. It's fantastic. Legend is another one of those movies I can watch anytime, all the time. I listen to the score while I'm drawing all the time. It's just fantastic. So Tim Curry, what a hell of an actor. He was pretty old. He was 80, just like Dolly Parton. She died at the age of 82, and it was one day apart. It looked like he was in pretty poor health. If I'm being honest, when I first heard that he died, my first thought was that I actually forgot that he was still alive. I kind of thought he had passed away a little while ago. But, it looks like he wasn't in the best of health, and I hope he wasn't in pain and suffering or anything like that. But, that part is gone, and he's on to the afterlife, whatever that may be. And but at least he left behind some art with his acting and his roles that we can always revisit, and it just brings us joy. Like, life sucks enough, right? But when you can kind of turn on a movie or something like that that really means something to you, and it lets you forget and slip away and feel better for a little bit, that's where it's nice to have actors and roles that do things that really bring us joy and bring a smile to our face, and just kind of it helps make life seem a little bit more tolerable, specifically when it's in the worst kind of moments of it. But anyway, Tim Curry, he's passed away. It's really unfortunate, but I just wanted to kind of talk about him for a minute and talk about my 2 favorite roles he was ever in, and those movies I can watch anytime. So that's all I've got for now. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.